He's marching, and Michelle Obama's looking at him like, is there something, Laura Bush is trying to pretend like she's not aware of what her husband is doing. Now she looks at him. He's smiling. He's got a huge grin on his face. Or maybe that's just what he needs to deliver a speech, or just like, what the hell? It's not like I'm president anymore. What am I going to do? Embarrass my brother? He's a freaking national disgrace.
If he wasn't drunk,
glory, glory. Hey, look at me. I'm mock marching. Ha!
Come on, swing your arms. Swing your arms with me.
I love this song.
Feel that beat.
basically 0 ways for that memorial to be funny.
Lighten up. Come on.
But yet it happened.
Oh, what's the matter? Don't want your husband to see you having fun with a guy? Come on. Why gotta be so serious all the time? Every time you're at a memorial, you're always like, whoa, it's Miss too good to dance around we're on a stage. Come on. Loosen you up. I gave Angela Merkel a back rub. Maybe that's why I gave you one. Come on.
He massaged Michelle at the memorial. She would have assaulted him.
Loosen up.
She just smacked him in the face.
Loosen up. Come on. Let's cut the rug. Laura, get off my back. Laura's always trying to clamp down on me. I'm not the president anymore. You had your chance at the White House. He just starts getting like, I just can't help but think like Dan Aykroyd in Trading Places after he gets really drunk as the Santa. And like you're just, ah!
Or Pierce, who's working for Big Brothers Big Sisters. But there are a lot of ways to serve, and being president is not the only one. And I would hope that someone else would run. Although there's no question in my mind that Jeb is the best qualified person to run for president. But I hope he won't.
Jeb, did you hear your mom? That's what's called pity.
Not exactly a ringing endorsement.
That was a pity endorsement. Oh, incidentally, I think my son will be a good president. Not going to happen, Jeb.
Qualified.
What are you going to do? Get spanked by Donald Trump?
That would have been a good race. Dad, is Mom there? I'd like to speak to her. I wanted to float some ideas by her.
Hey, what's up, Fago? Oh. So you got to get Mom to step up and say, hey, guess what? Mom didn't want you to run in the first place.
I'm not trying to talk to you right now. I'm trying to talk to Mom. You know, you can't,
okay,
you can't insult your way to being... You can't insult your way to being...
You can't insult you. Can't insult you. Can't insult... Can't insult you.
Are you going to let me finish? We had a theory about this.
We had a theory about that. Go look at your tongue. Sorry. Let's try, Jeb. Change your voice. See if you can get a word in edgewise. Sorry. Why don't you go see if Mommy will cut an ad for you? I'm Barbara Bush. I think Jeb should be able to talk. I'm Barbara Bush. Jeb seems like he's someone who should be able to talk.
Say hello to Daddy.
Hey, Jeb. Heard your boy just kicked you in the nuts. That's what you get.
Jeb, you are failure as man. Even son make you cock.
That's right.
Jeb is cock. Come here, give Mama a massage.
Man. And now he's going scorched earth.
Hey, Jeb, here's an idea. Instead of going scorched earth, how about just not getting kicked off the stage at a Rotary Club? Got a new nickname for you. Gotta go. You got the hook.
Mama doesn't even need to tell you that you're going to give me a massage later.
Jeb, it sounds like you had an appointment. Go give Mommy a rub down.
When he said you were short on time, he meant your campaign.
That's right. Mission unaccomplished.
Oh my God.
What happened to Mom? She sounds like she comes from Vietnam now. And as I start to realize that I may have been a little bit too smarty pants for my britches to get into the pole position for the number 2 Bushy as president, as I start to conceivulate how I'm going to be the number 3 Bushy, I'm going to bring it back a little bit. I'm going to up my twang a little bit. I'm only 3 years out, so I'm going to ease into the twang. And I'm just going to say that my brother, everything that you loved about my brother, I'm like him. See, so I'm gonna shake a little bit on the immigration thing. I'm gonna say maybe possibly dooby, but I'm gonna bring up my twang a little bit, so maybe the base will not see that I'm doing a little bit of a shell game. See, that's the way I'm gonna do it. That's the way I'm gonna play this one. So you're gonna be hearing a lot more about old Jeb here, and I'm always gonna refer to myself as old Jeb. No, not just Jeb, but you're going to be old Jeb. And so that way I'm going to set myself up. 2016 can be done. Said it couldn't be done, can be done. I'm going to make you forget the other Bushies. It's been 4 years. People are going to forget. Bush is back. You get up in front of people and you say, hey, that guy wants to kill my dad. And Tricky Dicky over here, he says that we need the geopolitical relevance of being able to control the keg, as it were, of oil. And then also we got to spread freedom. Or do we just not do that and just, keep our forces in Afghanistan and try and wrap that thing up rather than it be one of the longest wars we've ever waged?
No, I think you have to earn your way into politics. I don't think that anything's ever given to you.
Nothing's ever. My mother's prognostications are sometimes no, but seriously, nothing's ever given to you in politics. Now, on the other hand, like that time I got the oil company, that was given to me. I mean, let's not beat around the bush. And when I bought when I was given a big chunk of the Texas Rangers baseball team for about $15,000, that was given to me. Politics or not. I mean, of course, the governorship, that was more or less, I got a hand up, but once you're there, it's not, nobody gives you the job. In other words, you've got to show up and do the job at least every other day. So, for instance, in my situation, I had to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you can absorb how much pressure that must be to come in every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, except for, of course, sometimes I had off. But you got to get there first thing in the morning on Wednesdays. Mondays, I would come in a little bit late because I had to come in late. And then Fridays, I would leave early. It's Friday. So, but Wednesdays, full day. Full 10 to 4 p.m. day as governor. So that was not handed to me. And then, of course, being president, let's put it this way. I had to go in there Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like clockwork. Specifically a clock that would skip every other day and start later on Mondays and end earlier on Fridays. But if it was just handed to you, then I think what you'd see is my brother, Jeb Bush, trying to be president. Well, okay. So he's trying. All right, we'll see if that gets handed to him. So, no, everything is super hard. I would never, ever been president if it had to be handed to me. In other words, you don't go from being a total lush who nobody has respect for to being president if it's just handed to you. you got to put in the hours. I mean, or some hours. So take that, Bob. See you on the golf course. Snickerdoodles. That's what I'm calling you. New name, Snickerdoodles. Because you're like Bob Snickerdoodles. That's what it's going to be, Snickerdoodles. It's my new name for you. And that ability to give nicknames to anybody on the fly, think that was given to me? No, that's something I had to work on. It's hard work. So, next question, please, Baba Snickerdoodleson. I think it's bad for presidency to have some former presidents bloviating, opining, telling people how it ought to be done. I don't want to undermine our president, whoever's president. I don't know here if he's asking who's president. And a former president can do that. Either way, you're in or out of politics, Peter. I've chosen to be out. You can't be halfway. Let you just think about this for a second. Forming an opinion about politics. I mean, I actually think that former presidents probably have a pretty good perspective on things, theoretically. And that everyone should be involved in politics. You've got the former president of the United States saying, don't, stay out of politics. You don't want to, just much better, out of politics. His presidency, 8 years was awesome. And I was famous and I was powerful. But I have no desire for fame and power anymore. I crawled out of the swamp and I'm not crawling back in. Out of that swamp, I'm not crawling back in. Jetpack, engage! Oh, Jesus, listen. Gotta fly away. Full-time drinking for me now. That's what skyboxes are for. Crawl out of the swamp and hang out in a skybox. Drink. And just, Laura, I can't make it home tonight because we're doing a special meeting at the skybox. Baseball season starts soon, but not quite. We're watching football or whatever. George Bush, ladies and gentlemen.
A little bit of Bloomberg
Good luck
spliced
with that,
in.
Jeb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe someday, closer you're going to get to Oval Office, probably be at my presidential library. I'll buy you a drink there. Gonna be the decider. I don't think so. All right, let's go to the phone.
I think you'll win.
Don't listen to your pa. Don't listen to your pa. Listen to me. I did it once. Your father
exactly.
did
When
it.
he's in his late 40s.
I'll show you where all the Jews are.
Doing it.
Show you where the Jews are buried. Sorry. Couldn't help myself.
God.